Hello and welcome.
Welcome back to the show, the Church of Mark. We have Rhonda Head returns.
Yay, I'm glad to be back in Toronto.
That's awesome. And it's a beautiful sunny day here in Toronto. How's the weather where you came from?
Well, when I arrived on, when did I get here? Tuesday. It was blizzarding, cold, really freezing in Manitoba. My flight was delayed. I didn't get to Toronto till 2:30 in the morning, so I was pretty tired for my meeting the next day.
Oh,
but
geez.
I'm glad to be here.
Great. And you're here on official music business.
I was here for SOCAN meetings, yes.
Great. And refresh our memories what you're doing for SOCAN?
I'm a board member, and I sit on the membership committee, and we meet quarterly. And we were meeting here in Toronto for the past few days.
Great. And what kind of things do you guys try to get done? What kind of initiatives are you starting, or any kind of topics of interest?
Well, we talk about the business of SOCAN. Like, a lot of the stuff is confidential, so I can't really...
Okay, no problem.
Can't really talk about the things that go on in the meeting.
Fair enough. We won't press you on that, or SOCAN. I guess we'll read about it in the newsletter that comes out.
Yeah,
Words and Music, I believe it's called. Is that the newsletter?
I usually get emails from
emails.
them.
That's right.
Yeah,
okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to, I think now they send it out electronically. Back in the old days, they used to have like a printed copy. They would send out maybe quarterly or monthly. I forget. I actually never read it, but I mean, on occasion I would read it. Like,
but you could find out what's happening on the SOCAN website.
Oh, that's right. That's right. SOCAN website, and that's SOCAN.ca.
Yes, and right. We have been meeting on a lot of issues and getting a lot of good business done and moving forward. So there's some exciting things that are going to be happening in within SOCAN and for the SOCAN members.
That's excellent. So I guess if I'm a budding young songwriter and I wrote some music and say my song gets on the radio or even like on the internet, should I be joining SOCAN to collect royalties?
Definitely log in and join SOCAN, because that's where your royalties will come from.
Great.
And also, they also give you royalties for live performances.
For live performances, that's right. Mm-hmm. So if I'm playing my own original music at the bar or at a festival, and I believe the venue has to charge a ticket price in order to collect those royalties. I forget I think it's like $8 or more maybe, in order to qualify to collect those royalties, I believe. And then you put them on a log sheet and send them to SOCAN, and then they send you some money at some point, I think, in the future.
Yeah.
So yes, join SOCAN if you aren't a member, and if you're doing live performances or you have music that is published or is out there in the, public view, I guess. Do they also collect royalties for streaming or Spotify?
Yes, they do. Yeah. Okay. They're in they're in talks with Spotify and YouTube and TikTok, so they're trying to get more money out of them.
All right.
For streaming, yeah.
Well, that's excellent, because we musicians, we can use the money. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
So I guess enough about SOCAN. That's not why you're here. You've done a lot of great, amazing, accomplishments in the past year. I think the last time you were on the show was a year ago, and since then you've done all these amazing things. You've traveled pretty much all over. You've played various performances. You had a new album released in September of 2023, and that was, is it Waniska is the name?
Waniska.
Waniska.
Okay. Rise up in the Cree Language.
And you had an amazing, amazing video that you shot down in Belize.
I did, yeah. I vacationed in Belize a couple years ago during Christmas, and I happened to be alone in the condo. Everyone was out doing whatever, and all of it. I was there for about 7 days into my trip, and all these images started coming to me of my experience of my vacation in Belize. And then all these images came to me, I just started writing down, and then a song came out of it. And from that, I told the local people, I said, I'm going to be back. I said, I'm going to record this song, and then I'm going to come back and do a video. And I did. I fundraised for the video, and I brought a local camera guy from my community. His name is Gabriel Constant. And we went to Belize for 2 weeks, and we filmed exactly my whole experiences on that video of what I seen when I was there. And it's such a beautiful country. The people are beautiful. The land's beautiful. The water. So it reflects everything that I experienced in that music video.
It's wonderful, and it looks like a wonderful place to visit. That's for sure.
It's so beautiful there, and the people are so friendly, and they're just like they're indigenous to their own country, but we're exactly the same. But we're unique because of the land base that we belong to.
Right.
Yeah, same humor.
Same humor. I can imagine. So, how long do you usually go when you go to Belize?
I usually go for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Like I'm planning on going back there again in May for 15 nights, so I'm excited to go back.
Very nice. And it's one of your favorite places to go.
It's one of my favorite places to go. I'm planning on writing a second edition from my memoir, so that's what I'm going to do while I'm over there.
Okay. Great. And tell us about the song itself, because I know last time you were here, you couldn't really tell us too much about it. You were kind of working on the track in secret. And now that it came out, Island Dreams, I believe, the name of the track, it sounds amazing. So what was the process going into recording that song?
Well, I just talked about, like I said, about my experience of being in Belize, talking to the people, hanging out with the local people, and my experience, basically. And it didn't take me long to record because I love the island, and I love the song, and the melody was great, and it didn't take me too long to record, and so when the video, it took us a while to do the video because we were going back and forth with the producer in Belize as well, because we wanted to make it right. And local producer's name is Horatio Guerrero.
Oh.
And he's also an actor, a Belizean actor. So it was really amazing to meet up with him, and we working with him, we also got to experience even more of Belizean culture. So it was really such an amazing experience. I've gained lifelong friends, and they're really, really proud of how well the videos has been doing. I decided to submit to film festivals on Film Freeway, and I don't know, like one after the other, we've been winning best music video awards, and we've won, I believe, 7 best music awards. We've been selected for 3 music awards, and we got 6 finalist awards and 1 honorable mention from the Athens Film Festival. And
wow.
all these awards are like international, like from Paris, from India.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and I'm still processing it. Like,
wow,
it's
great.
Because it's like my first music video that I was involved in, and producing it and directing it and filming it. So for me right now, I'm still processing it, and it hasn't really sunken in that we won all these awards so far, but it's been really amazing, and the people of Belize, like the people I worked with on the film, are really, really proud and really excited that we're getting San Pedro, Belize on the map around the world. And I'm hoping that our video attracts people to go to that country.
Well, I definitely want to go. Right, Laura? We're going to go. Okay, we got to go check it out. We got to go shoot a video down there, I think.
Yes, you do. And I'll help you if you want my help.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, there we go. We'll have to do a collaboration on that.
Oh, yes,
for
sure, yeah.
So what's the food like down there? So if I say I'm going down to Belize, what's the typical food I'm going to be eating?
Well, first of all, there's no commercial businesses. There's no McDonald's or no fast food restaurants. There's not too many like chain resorts. Like it's all like local people, and you eat a lot of seafood, a lot of fresh. The food is prepared fresh, and every time I go there, I eat lots, but I lose weight because I'm not eating processed food.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the food is so good.
Right.
Yeah.
And is cannabis available down there?
I believe so,
Okay.
but it's not.
It's not legal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I could find it.
all right. We'll talk about that later, off camera. So what's your I guess what's your next adventure?
My next adventure, because of this video that has done so well, I'm being contracted to do a video of a residential school that was in our community called the Mackay Residential School. So they want me and myself and Gabriel Constant to do a documentary on it. So that's what one of my next project, and then I'm also starting to work on my next album. So that'll be in the works as well. And then I'm also touring Indigenous artists for Manitoba Arts Network, and our featured artist is Gator Bolio.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we're touring in May and June in the schools.
Oh, great. And what regions or cities or towns will you be going to?
It's mostly based in Manitoba.
Manitoba. Okay.
Yeah, we go into First Nation communities in Manitoba.
Okay. So is this something you might be getting into more? You mentioned doing the documentary and all the success with your video. Would you might get into film, producing other films or videos or documentaries?
I believe so. Like I graduated from the Herzing College in Winnipeg with broadcast communication and media, and I focused on film. Like we had a choice to go into radio or film, and I focused on film, and I found that I really liked it. And it's a great way to share our stories from our own perspective. So I think that's a real field that I'm considering going into, and because of the success of this music video, right, I want to do more.
Okay. Do you have any ideas for a feature film or?
I have an idea in mind, but it's going to have to do a lot of research on it, okay, and I don't want to say that what I'm going to be doing it, but that's what my plan is. And I also did a video called Diversity in Canada, and I applied for Canada Arts Council grant, and I got accepted, and I just recently finished it, and it's about how diverse our Indigenous people are across Canada, and I featured music, art, fashion, language, and dance. Sure. And how I featured a smoke dance group in Ontario and a powwow dance group from my community, and I featured Twin Flame because they sing in their language from northern Quebec, and this is and a fashion designer from I believe she's from Halifax, and an artist from BC. Okay. And I hired two hosts. One spoke fluent Ojibwe and the other one spoke fluent Cree, and they talk in their language, and then they would translate what they were saying, and that got picked up to be got selected to be showcased at the Latin and Native American Film Festival. So that one and it's a really great film because it showcased how diverse we are and the Indigenous people in Canada, but how we are unique. We're unique, but we're the same.
Right, because it seems like the rest of Canada or mainstream Canada, they still seem to put us in one sort of box or one sort of pigeonhole. We all live in teepees, or we all make totem poles and so forth. When really, like you said, there's such a diversity of nations and cultures within the country as well. So what's something that you'd like to see mainstream Canada learn more about our people that maybe they haven't learned about yet?
Well, I think they should watch my video, the Diversity in Canada, and it'll show you how different we are, but we have the same skin color, and our languages aren't even the same. That's right. Like Mohawk, when somebody speaks Mohawk or a tribe from BC talks their language, I have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. We don't have the same language root. That's right. And how diverse we are.
And even within languages, there's different dialects, and sometimes speakers can't even understand each other sometimes.
Right,
so that's
right. And the smoke dance from Ontario and powwow dancing, how totally different they are too. But they use the same beat. And there's also like the BC, they dance differently as well. Right. Yeah, so it's just like we're a real unique culture within the Indigenous nations. Like we all have different tribes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right. So, I mean, moving forward now, it seems like Indigenous musicians and artists, we definitely are making a bigger sort of stake or claim on, sort of the mainstream stage of music. If you looked at the Junos last weekend, there were a bunch of us nominated, not just in the Indigenous category, but other sort of mainstream categories. And this is, I think, is something, it's a positive trend, and I'd like to see more of it. So what would you say are the current challenges that Indigenous musicians are facing, say, today?
Well, I'm really proud of all the musicians that have won a Juno or even that young lady that got the golden buzzer at Canada's Got Talent.
That's right. Yeah.
And even in the acting industry with Lily Gladstone winning a Golden Globe. I just want to say that our people have always been talented. Mm-hmm. And that we've never been given the platform to showcase our talent. And now, and also our nations have been traumatized through colonization, which kept us at a lower level for a long time. And, our people are starting to heal and we're gaining our voices back. And they're starting to win Junos. And I've seen this happening. I've seen it happening. When I started getting into the music industry and I first saw this was going to happen, and sure enough, it's happening. Because I've always said our people are talented. We were just never given the platform to showcase how talented our people are. And I would like to see that continue. It is going to continue. Mm-hmm. No matter what I say, it's like we're on a trend going up, and it's how do you say it's where we were ashamed to be Indigenous before through colonization. Now everyone wants to be Indigenous.
It does seem that way. We were just talking about this on past shows with our guests, how, say, 20 years ago, nobody wanted to be us. Like, even we didn't want to be us, right? But now it seems like everybody wants to be us. And that seems to be another challenge moving forward in the music industry. Of course, are the pretendians. And there's a lot of people now coming onto the scene who sort of have vague Indigenous background, or they don't even know like their whole family story, which is fine. Some people might not know. Maybe they weren't told the truth, or they were adopted. There's tons of, I'm sure, scenarios. But I'm sure there are people looking to game the system as well. Unfortunately, human beings, we do have a dark side to us as well. I like to believe everyone's putting their best foot forward, but sometimes that's not always the case. So how do you think we should be, combating this? Is there anything that we can do?
I think that, like for myself, I know my lineage. Like both my parents were Cree, my father's side, my mother's side. Both my grandparents were Cree, on both sides. And I'm a descendant of Chief Big Bear. Like I know where I come from. Mm-hmm. And if you want to be in the limelight, you better know where you come from.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. Because I think a lot of people can clearly illustrate where they come from. They can clearly show where their family roots are and have that support. With people being called out, I haven't seen a lot of, real quote unquote Indians being called out and then having to explain themselves. It seems to be these people that have sort of a vague, description of their background or family history that seem to be being called out.
Well, like I said, if you're going to be in the limelight and you're going to claim to be Indigenous, better be prepared to show you're Indigenous and prove you're Indigenous, and what community claims you. Because when I know as an Indigenous person, even in Belize, this happens. Where you're from, who are your parents? That's the first thing they ask. And my parents are late John and Hager Head from Opaskwayak Cree Nation. That's the community that I grew up in and claims me. Like they know where you come from and prepare to back your words up.
Right, that's right. Now, earlier we were talking about, and you mentioned about how we haven't been given, I guess, the opportunity to have a platform to showcase our talents. What can we do as, Indigenous artists to kind of, demand that sort of platform? Or is that something that eventually you think gets offered to us by just continuing to put out good work and becoming, really good at learning the business and having our own people in the business? What do you think the solution is there?
I think that we need to lobby Spotify Canada, Billboard Canada, and I'm a Recording Academy member with the Grammys. So we can't just sit back. Like I said, we've always been talented, but we're now gaining our voice back, and we need to lobby and advocate for ourselves.
Right.
And maybe lobby like Indigenous politicians. Like for us in Manitoba, it's Wab Canoe, and there's also Indigenous MPs. And for myself, I sit on the SOCAN board, so they ask me for a lot of advice when it comes to Indigenous issues. So we can't sit back and be quiet like Canada thinks we or they imposed on us.
That's right.
And we have our voice, and our voices are getting louder, and it's time to for them to listen and to sharing the space that's rightfully ours in the land, not only the land, but in the music industry.
Absolutely. It's always been your dream to sing at Carnegie Hall, I believe. So maybe tell us about that. Tell us about Carnegie Hall.
Oh my goodness! I got the privilege to sing there twice, and it's true what they say. You got to practice to get there, and that's what I did with the Flin Flon Choir. We practice, and then getting to the venue. Oh my God! It's such a beautiful venue, and to feel that energy of all the amazing artists that performed in there. You can feel it in there, in the walls and the curtains and in the auditorium. And it's probably one of the most amazing venues that I've ever sung in. The acoustics in there are amazing, and nobody can videotape live because if they see you videotaping, they'll cut your social media off.
Whoa,
that's how strict they are.
Really? Because
they want to keep that prestige of the Carnegie Hall, where if you want to go, you have to buy a ticket.
You have to buy a ticket.
And they're supporting the artists too, right?
Right. Right.
So it's a really amazing place to perform. One of the most amazing experiences in my life.
And were you nervous at all performing there?
I'm always nervous before I perform.
But I think we all are.
Yeah, but it was really exciting to perform there for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And how many were in the choir?
There was probably about 120 because there's choirs that come from all over the world.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and then we rehearse for a few days.
Right.
Together as one big collective, and then we have our dress rehearsal and then the performance.
That's great. And so you all flew down to New York?
Yeah, we did. And then this year I had a spin on it. I got approached by the local businessman in Winnipeg, and he wanted me to bring in some Indigenous youth. So I did. We fundraised, and we brought 3 Indigenous youth. We got to meet the maestro that did the concert, and he invited us back, and he said, "Bring more Indigenous youth."
Okay.
I'm like, oh my goodness, it was so hard to fundraise for 3. But he wants to bring more. He wants us to bring more, and I applied to perform with for the concert Handel's Messiah, and I'm going by myself this time. They emailed me back immediately.
Oh wow!
Told me they remembered me and remembered me bringing the youth.
Right.
So they're going to write me a letter of invitation to attend along with the Indigenous youth. So it was really a great experience for them. They got to attend the rehearsals so they could see how a choir prepares for a big show. Then they got to sit in the front of VIP, and be a tourist in New York. And next year when we bring more people, they're like, we're gonna let them mentor the other youth that are coming.
Okay.
And the way I got them to come is that I got them to audition for me because I wanted to see if they were really serious about singing.
Right.
Because what I want to do, what I would love to see is these artists or these youth that are getting involved, because this genre is different, right? Getting involved in choir and singing classical is like, I would like to see them a career of their own, like their career path in music, to be in their genre. And you could see in their eyes like they love the genre, and there's a few that are, I think they're going to make it big.
Oh, it's great.
So it's really exciting, and I'm really glad that I'm a part of their to inspire them to become better musicians.
That's fantastic. And what's the average age of the youth choir?
The about 10 to 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're young.
Yep.
Okay.
Very
That's
young
awesome.
and impressionable.
All right.
Yeah.
And they must obviously have chaperones in the big city of New
yeah,
York.
their parents have, one parent has to come with them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because I'm not going to be.
You're not going to be there, that's right.
I'm too busy. Too busy in rehearsal. I wouldn't have time to hang out with them.
Excellent. And what's your favorite part about visiting New York?
Oh my goodness, there's so much to say. Walking around Times Square for sure. Right. The different restaurants, all from diverse, from people from all over the world. New York's actually friendly from the first time I went to visit. Safer. There's a lot of police walking around. It's just the Broadway musicals. New York has its own vibe from any city that I ever visited in the world. Okay. And it's an exciting place to be, and they say the city that never sleeps, and it's just fun to be there.
Wow, the city that has insomnia. So would you ever consider moving to New York? So you got an opportunity, and would you ever could you see yourself living there?
Well, if I ever had an opportunity, like either in New York or LA, I would go.
Yeah. I'm more for LA. I'm more of an LA guy because I like the beach and the sun.
Yeah, and I like big cities, and I love the sun too. But if I had ever had an opportunity, I would take it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There you go. So next to New York and LA, any other place you'd live in Canada other than where you're living now?
No, I tried living in other cities.
Yeah.
I lived in Toronto and Yorkton, Winnipeg. Well, Winnipeg's kind of like my second home, but I need to be home on my First Nation, which is Opaskwayak Cree Nation. I go home to get grounded, and I need that in my life. Everyone treats me like I'm part of the res, and they humble me.
That's good.
I need to plant my feet on the ground there to ground myself.
Excellent. So in the past year, what was your favorite performance that you've done? Because I know you've done shows here, of course, at Carnegie Hall, but have you done shows, I guess, here at home in Canada and as well as in your community?
Okay, I can answer that. My favorite, it was just recent, actually, at a NHL hockey game at the Winnipeg Jets hockey
I saw
game.
The photos. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was an incredible experience. Like I could almost put it the same as Carnegie Hall. Okay. Like I already know the songs. Like I sang "O Canada" in Cree and "Star Spangled Banner" in English.
Oh wow! Okay.
I already knew the songs, but I had to prepare for the audience and the cameras that were going to be there, and I knew it was going to be live on television. Right. So that's what I prepared for, and I prepared like many hours for that.
And how do you prepare for such an event like that?
I did a lot of meditation. I visualized. I seen myself singing on the ice, and singing the song perfectly, and not forgetting the lyrics or not being nervous. That's what I did. Like a lot of mental preparation and breath work.
And just seeing, I guess, the crowd, the audience there, that doesn't faze you? Or do you do that old trick where you picture them naked?
No, that doesn't work for me.
Doesn't work for me either. I get kind of excited.
So, like, what I did was, like, the visual visualization and the meditation. That's what helped me, because I could see that it was packed in there, and then I'm such a huge fan of the Winnipeg Jets, and they were right there, and because I prepared so mentally, I was not nervous when I stepped on the ice. I was like ready to blow them away, and I did, and that's exactly what I wanted to do, and it was really exciting. But after I got off the ice, that's when I was like, oh my God, did I just do that?
And who were they playing that night?
Arizona Coyotes
okay.
and Winnipeg won.
Winnipeg won, okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go. It was because of your opening singing performance.
I believe so.
We were watching, I forget, we were watching some sport event, and they had the two national anthems, and I always like the Star Spangled Banner better than O Canada. It just sounds, it's just a better melody. It's a better song to me.
I was so excited when I asked them if I could sing it because I knew I could sing it, and I absolutely love singing the Star Spangled Banner because it has a wide range.
It does
for your vocal.
Because I've seen people butcher it.
Oh yeah, me too. Roseanne Barr to be one. but yeah, because I'm classically trained, I could hit those notes.
Right.
And I just love singing it. It's just a beautiful melody and.
It is beautiful.
Yep, and I can hit those notes. Yeah.
What's one song? What's your desert island song? I know you could sing any song you want at desert island, but say you're on a desert island and there was one song you could have to cheer you up. What would you be singing?
Probably Island Dreams.
Okay, there we go. Island Dreams. That's right.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we're coming up to the end of the show, and there's probably Indigenous artists out there, young and emerging, watching, and they want to either sing at Carnegie Hall or they want to go down to Belize. They want to shoot a music video. They want to do kind of the stuff that we're doing. What kind of advice do you give to them? Okay,
well, I didn't get here out of nowhere. I've been working hard in the music industry since I was 6 years old. That's when I started practicing music. But when I started performing and recording was in 2010. And it's just work, hustle. You got to work hard to get where you're at, and attend, music summits, attend webinars, asked to get mentored by established artists. It's really like when I do my posts, it looks really glamorous, but it took me probably it took me years and years to get to that level where I'm at. It's a lot of work, and be prepared to be disciplined, and sometimes you're gonna miss out on things that you want to be at where it's fun with your friends but music industry is a big monster, as you know. And study as much as you can and practice and continue to be creative and follow the genre in your heart where you feel the music that you can perform the best, whether it's country, jazz, or classical. Because when you love the music, it'll show when you're performing your song live.
Absolutely. Because when you don't love the music, that also shows when you perform it. Definitely. I think we've all seen acts like that
yes.
At one time or another.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've even played in some of them. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and coming down to the studio and being on the show today. We really appreciate it, and it's always good to see you.
Yes, thank you for inviting me here today.
Great, and enjoy the rest of your time in Toronto. I know once we go off camera, we're still going to keep talking about some stuff and maybe grab a bite to eat. So
okay, sounds great.
All right, and thank you for watching.